This tower, which the pearls of the goddess have caused to appear, is a place that the gods of the ancient world prepared so that they might test the courage of men. Only one who is able to overcome the trials that await here will be acknowledged by the gods to be a true hero. Only then will that hero be permitted to wield the power to destroy the great evil. Doctor, that which you must obtain now lies before you. You must believe in your own courage, which has led you to triumph over the many hardships you have faced, and you must triumph once again. You must rise above the trial of the gods. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to The Wind Waker. Hope you like cliffhangers. Well, if you do, there'll be a couple coming in the next few episodes. And if you don't, there'll be a couple coming in the next few episodes. So, surprise. So yes, last episode ended with the obvious raising of the Tower of the Gods, and so this episode, we enter it. Feels like a while since we've done a dungeon, hasn't it? Feels like a dungeon feels like a while since we've done a dungeon, doesn't it? And indeed it has been. So, this is an interesting dungeon in that the first floor is submerged, and then when the tides come up, the second floor is submerged, so like, you actually have to navigate the lower floors in the King of Red Lions, which is really cool. So let's go over here first, and get onto here before the water level goes back down. Now, the door here is locked, so we have to grab one of these statues and place it on the plonk. Panel was what I meant to say, or switch, but it made a really good plonk sound when I placed it on it, so... Now, a new enemy, kind of. This is a yellow chew. It's exactly the same as a blue chew, except it doesn't drop blue chew jelly. Instead, it drops green chew jelly. Yes, for some reason, well, for obvious reasons, they never actually included any form of yellow chew jelly, so yellow chews just drop regular green or red chew jelly. They are electric like a blue chew. Now, when we put this on the switch here, the Rainbow Bridge appears, which is awesome. Now we can cross over to Asgard, so let's climb back up here. But yes, the water comes back up again. Yeah, the water goes up and down even in these side rooms as well. And makes the crates float up, taking them off the switch and destroying the Rainbow Bridge, which is sad. So what we have to do is wait, and when the water level goes back down, the crate lands back on the switch and the bridge comes back on. So before the bridge goes down again, let's grab this thing, which lights up the door, and run back across. So notice this thing is glowing the same colour as the bridge and the door. That means something interesting can happen. That means even though we're holding an item, we can walk through a door with it, which is awesome. Now to the left here, there's this slot, which is perfectly the same shape as the base of this, I don't know what this is, kind of urn thing, I guess. So let's put it down. Sends up a cool looking beam, and lowers that gate very slowly. Can you guess where we need to go next? Incidentally, I love the design of the lower area here, with all the stained glass and creepy faces. Looks really cool. And I like that because you've raised it from the ocean's floor, the lower levels are still flooded. It makes perfect sense. It's really good. And that cutscene last time with the kind of the raising of the tower is one of my favourite in the entire game. Just, oh, it looks so pretty. Especially at daytime, weirdly enough. You think it might look prettier at night, but my only problem with this game is, well, it's not a problem, it's just nighttime doesn't look as good as daytime, because nighttime's a bit kind of dark and gloomy, whereas daytime's got all this bloom lighting and it looks glorious. So that's why I deliberately did that scene in the daytime. Anyway, the water should come out quick up before we drown, and this time there are 2 pedestals. But there are 2 statues, so this is fairly straightforward. Plonk. And plonk. And through we go. Now here's somewhat of a more interesting room. So, we've got club sticks, we've got fire, and we've got torches that need to be lit over there. So we need to get the fire over there. We can only do that when the water level is high, because when it is, the crates float up to the surface. But at the moment they're not quite, we can jump that far, but these ones are slightly off. So this one we need to move to about here. But of course we can only move them when the water is down, so we've got to wait. Fortunately I timed that perfectly, so that was awesome. Let's drag this across there. Then we push it 2 across there. That should be pretty good. Now, we just need to run up and grab a club stick when the water goes back up. Didn't time it quite so well this time, did I? Alas. Oh yeah, it moves just after I say that I didn't time it well. Of course it does. Stupid game. I know you're listening. Now, we should be able to do this quickly if we just grab a club stick, set it on fire, and then go hop, 2, 3, 4, and hop. Light these 2, and that makes a chest appear. As you will have noticed by now, lighting 2 torches always seems to make a chest appear, so that's awesome. Open it open. And we get a small key. Yay, 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 yay. That was a very strange choice. Oh! And suddenly Pikachus appear. Yeah, you'll notice I call them Pikachus because they are yellow and electric. And chew, it's a hilarious pun. I'm so clever, aren't I? Anyway, now we have a small key. We go back over to where we started. The only reason I sped that up is because cruising is very slow and you can't really use a sail in here, there's no wind. Even the swift sail does nothing. But yes, you see these things on the wall. Not anymore, you don't! Ha 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 ha! So we can go up here, only when the water level is high, and hop over to here. Now, there's another Pikachu here. As you'll have noticed, like blue choo-choos, you have to disarm them with your boomerang first. Now, we can just go straight through this door, there's nothing guarding it, so through we go. And there's a chest inside. Oh! There's also a new enemy here. I'd forgotten there was one of these already. Wow, okay, apparently that's a good enough picture. Anyway, this is a bubble. Bubbles can be easily blown away by the Deku Leaf. The cursed flames of the blue bubble steal the power away from all your attacks. We haven't actually seen blue bubbles yet, and won't for a while, but either way, it is correct in the Deku Leaf! And it becomes just another skull. And we can just kill it, like we would a normal enemy. You can't really do any damage to them with the sword while they're on fire, so that's a bit shit, but if we open this up, we get the most useful item in the game. The compass! Yeah! Now if we head out again, we can actually go and use this key, because we need the water level to be down, and of course the water level's just blinking coming back up, isn't it? Gah. Well, at least in the meantime, we can basically grab a club stick and light it on fire. Because we need to do something the moment the water goes down. Obviously, if we try and swim with the club stick, it puts the fire out. But we can light that, and it makes a chest up on the higher level, which I'll come back to later, but I want to go through this door while the water level's still down. Good day, sir. Good day, sir. Come on. No. Oh, cock. Little fact as well, as you can see, Choo-choos still move towards you, even when they're not active because of the water. And for some reason, they still electrocute you in the water without the charge spreading through all the water. Anyway, quickly through we go. As you can see, even though the torches are unlit... Oh, good lord. Even though the torches are unlit, they then... Oh. Try again. Even though the torches are unlit, the chest doesn't disappear because they disappear. So killing all the choo-choos makes a rainbow bridge appear. Well, this one's more of a kind of stairsy bridge, which looks kind of cool. Grab the second, whatever one of these things is called. There's definitely a word for it. It's like an urn, I guess. What do we call these? Anyway, it doesn't matter what we call them, we've got it. Weirdly enough, if one of these falls in the water, it kills you. And, well, it doesn't kill you, it just kind of like, it's the same as if you'd fallen in lava, it just resets you to the beginning of the room and resets the whole room. Very odd. Place the second one of those down, though, and the central statue stops vomiting. And we can see a doorway behind it. But in case you didn't see it then, the camera zooms in anyway, just to really, really hammer the point home. So that's awesome. We'll grab this chest quickly, because it contains... a joy pendant. Don't need it? No. But do want it, because... gotta get all these things. That's the joy of treasure chests. You need to gather all of them. Well, you don't need to gather all of them, but I feel the need to. If you go for 100%, you might as well go for an actual 100%. So now we can cruise over here, and when the water's high, we can get into that mouth hole. Mouth hole does not sound... it's an unpleasant sounding phrase. Anyway, we're done on the first level for now. Open. Well, no, we're not done on the first level now. Now in front of us we see a very interesting enemy. Those of you who've played other Zelda games will recognise it, that it's kind of a moving thing, and when you come near it, it forms into an eye and lasers you instantly. It's kind of cool. Also, it's one of very few enemies in the game. It is a BMOS, as in the people who played other Zelda games will know it's a BMOS, but you can't take a pictograph of it. If you try to, it comes out as something else. It's very odd. Oh dear. But yes, they're one of very few named enemies in the game that's a serious enemy, not just like the vines in the Forbidden Woods. It's an actual real enemy, but you can't ever pictograph it, so I thought I'd just talk about that now. That obviously means it hasn't got an enemy description, so... Anyway, let's put this second one on there. Oh, I thought I'd hit it from there. Also, you can see, it's not always so clearly marked out, but here, as long as you're not in that yellow bit, it can't see you, so it's all good. Step on the third one of these switches, and that starts all of these lifts moving. So let's hop on this one. Hop de frick. Hop de frick? What the hell was that supposed to mean? Oh, I'm all about the weird phrases. Generally, but today especially, it seems. And hop-a-de-doo-doo. They get even worse. And hop-de-doo-whip. And I don't know why I came onto this one, because there's actually nothing up here. I was thinking of a different... Oh, no! I was thinking of a different part of the... Oh, don't tell me that all the switches are undone again. No, the switches are still pressed. That's good, at least. I was thinking of a later part in the dungeon. Man, we have a lot of hearts. I knew there was a reason I spent 5 episodes doing random crap. But... yeah, see, at least it's odd now because it feels like it's been ages since we've done a dungeon, but at least it means the rest of the game will actually progress kind of, not so much quickly, but at least straightforwardly. I won't have to be stopping all the time. Now this is cool. We're in this kind of central chamber here, and it kind of looks... I really just like the look of this dungeon. It's very kind of, well, it's supposed to be built by the goddesses as their kind of trial to test heroes, so it has that really kind of like built look to it, which is awesome. So as you will have noticed, there's only one route that we can take, which is this route, because all the other two were locked. So let's head along here and hop. God, there are a lot of Pikachus in this dungeon, and it's annoying that you have to kill them by like stunning them first, because obviously if you're trying to stab them you just get electrocuted. Now, ignore the bottom way here, just head over the top way, and we will see a statue up there. What does this say about it? Seeker of the Goddess's Guidepost. Press ZR to call me and guide me to my place of truth. So let's do so. So this thing wakes up and starts following us now. And it will, until you tell it to stop, will just follow you. It can't really fall off the edge, but its pathing isn't very good, as in if I go there, it will just try and go straight forward. So they move straight towards you kind of as the crow flies, essentially. And if it gets stuck like there, you have to press ZR to call it again, and it comes behind you. Still not entirely sure what these things are called. It kind of just calls them servants of the tower in the game, but I always called them hollow men, just because kind of, well, for reasons you'll see later. They were always what I kind of referred to them as in my head as a kid and such, so you can also pick them up like a jug, and hop, and go through there. Yeah, much like the kind of pedestals not pedestals, like the jug things we were carrying around earlier. If these fall off for any reason, apparently you also die, so don't do that. If we hop through here, now once you bring them into the central room, man, they move slowly. A thing happens! Now what do those look like? This is a very interesting dungeon for a reason you're about to see. We need to check it first, don't we? There appear to be markings that indicate specific directions. So, this is our first song in 4/4, so we have to hold L, left stick left even, to kind of to switch it into 4/4, and then we go left, middle, right, middle. And hooray, we learned the command melody. Opens the next door. As for what the command melody actually does, well, my kin wait beyond the doors. Control them and guide them to their places of truth to open the path to the gods. And then that disappears. Interesting idea, which I really like, of having the dungeon item as a Wind Waker song. Really clever kind of thing, because as you'll see, the next few puzzles all rely on the use of the command melody, which, well, you can kind of guess what it's going to do based on the name, but anyway, there's a couple of bubbles here which we might be able to kill with the boomerang. I can't remember. No, that's fuck all. Well, that's annoying. Right, what we need to do is put that on our... Oh, this one's seen me, bollocks. Go away! No, I said go away! And kill him. The other one's kind of over there for now, so... No, we can just hit him with the blast from that, and... Yeah, that works. Okay. So this thing's at a slightly kooky angle, but either way, we can still grapple onto it fine, and hop, and glide just to save my ass, and head through here. Now, we just grapple once again across here. Nice that it brings the grappling hook back in case you'd forgotten about it at all. And then we call the second servant down. Well, Hollow Man. As you can see, each Hollow Man has a separate kind of horn pattern. The last one had its horns like close to the side of its head. These ones has got like big kind of swept back horns. And then there's a third one which has a slightly different set of horns. So, if we put the Hollow Man on the switch, then a rainbow bridge appears. But of course, were we to try and cross, then we'd have no way to get the Hollow Man across. So what we actually need to do is take the Hollow Man off the switch, put him just there, stand on the switch ourselves, and then we play the command medley. And as the name implies, the command melody allows us to take control of the Hollow Man. So they still move equally slowly when you're in control of them, but it's very much like controlling a seagull, that you just got to move them around, and then once you're done with them, press ZR to exit back and you get the hilarious little facial expression that Link's doing. Rainbow Bridge is of course gone, but we can grapple back across because we are awesome. Hup. And let's pick him up and continue through here. Whee! Now obviously we grappled across here, but to do that with the Hollow Man is very difficult. But there's a pedestal here which we can put him on. We can just miss, that works too. And that opens the middle door, weirdly enough. No, I didn't say come on, I said stay. Oh, you're gonna move, aren't you, you bugger. Right, let's put you there. Opening that door again. Now, we can go over to that door. We've got no real way of moving the Hollow Man yet, but maybe there is a solution through the door. And up, and through we go. So, potentially one of my favourite enemy introductions ever. This is a Darknut. These mighty knights are protected by their heavy-duty armour. Rather than attacking them from the front, it might be best to slip behind them and cut their armour off. So that's just what we do. Well, I didn't do it there, I actually did a helm splitter on them, but what you need to do is wait for them to attack, and then... Oh, it's not working at all. Look, you should be able to... No, why are you going around the front all the time? Well, like any large enemy, you can pick up their weapon and kind of use it against them, but when they're armoured, they are literally completely impregnable. But he'll pick it up back again. I just love that introduction there. Partly it's because I love this music. But let's try moving around this time. It's being weird. You're supposed to be able to basically like slide around it and do that like there we go. Do the parry attack where you slide around the side, but for some reason it's not letting me do it. This is interesting. This is the first 3D game that Darknuts were in. And in this game, as you can see, they have a really dog-like looking look. One thing you can do always, and should do, is once you've taken their armor off, grapple them, and you get a Knight's Crest from them. So we need 10 of them to take to Orca. So once their armor's off, you can pretty much just go to town on them, and when they're dead, they die. And we get a thing. Oh, nope, there we go. Still more stuff happening. So, the item orb, if you didn't grapple them, the item orb usually contains a Knight's Crest, but grappling them guarantees you'll get a Knight's Crest, but of course, what am I trying to say here? You can only grapple them if their armor has already been removed, so you need to kind of do that thing where you slice around the back. But anyway, important chest. We got the hero's bow! Set it to a button and use it with that button. Hold the button to knock an arrow and release the button to shoot. You can carry up to 30 arrows. So yeah, I was kind of lying when I said that the dungeon item is the command medley, because it's also the bow. There's kind of essentially two in this thing. Now, the wise amongst you will realise there's an eye in front of us, and we can shoot it. See Link's finger there to the right of the bow? That's where your arrow will hit, pretty much, so line up there. You can also line up just from the end of the arrow, actually, and then hit the eye in the centre, and that starts some things moving. While we're here, I'm just going to kill a couple of bubbles as well, because bubbles can now die with just one hit from the arrow, which of course means we can do it at range, which is awesome. Let's put the grappling hook back on, and grapple over to there. Whee! No! God, what the hell is happening? Where is my... Oh, the Hollow Man's here, awesome. So now with these lifts moving, we can just get the Hollow Man back over safely. Hop, and hop. And hop again. And we're there. much like the last one, this one then does its own thing once we get him back to the central chamber. And that opens the third door. But we've pretty much come to the end of the episode, so we've started working our way through the Goddess's Trials and the Tower of the Gods. We've got 2 of the Hollow Men, and the next episode we'll be getting the 3rd and final Hollow Man to proceed all the way up the tower. Thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope you'll join me next episode for some more Wind Waker. Good day.